Hey guys, it's Brandon here, and we are on site today in sunny, beautiful Myrtle Beach, South Carolina at the Monterey Bay Suites Resort. Now, in this video, I'm going to take you into a gorgeous, stunning ocean view condo that is outperforming many oceanfront condos. It's a one bedroom, one bathroom. It has two balconies. I can't wait for you to see it. Now, we're also going to hop into a profit and loss statement for a one bedroom, one bathroom oceanfront condo like the one we're going to see. It is a cash cow, in my opinion. It's going to break down all your gross rental income numbers, your operating expenses, and of course your profit and loss there at the end of the sheet. Additionally, we're going to hop into appreciation. If you time the market right, if you buy low and you sell high because you make money when you buy, how much money can you make buying and holding one of these oceanfront condos over a 10-year period? Additionally, we're going to hop into your depreciation, just how much you can write off on your taxes for owning and operating a Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo investment property. We're finally going to look at your variance, your gross rental income numbers. What are other top performing units going to produce here? What did they make last year or in the last 2 years? So that you get a really good idea of how the resort is performing as a whole. Now, you got to watch this video through to the end because I do not want you to make the pitfall mistakes that many other investors, amateur investors, make in Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. I hear stories all the time of people that buy condos and don't believe they make money when I have plenty of clients that make great money on their oceanfront condos. I want you to win at Myrtle Beach oceanfront condo investing. So I've chocked this video full of all of the information that you need to know to make a savvy investment decision. So watch it until the end. Additionally, I'm gonna throw in some attractions. You're gonna see what the great local attractions are that draw all your guests to stay at these resorts. Broadway at the beach, Barefoot Landing, just the places that you need to know about. Additionally, guys, you gotta watch the must-see investors playlist. On the playlist, I introduce you to Gosha Cook. I interviewed her. She owns 24 properties, 15 of which are oceanfront condos. She's an accountant by education. She's very conservative and bought her properties cash. You're going to learn all kinds of tips and tricks from a very conservative investor when watching that interview playlist. Additionally, I'm going to introduce you to Matt Freeze. He owns 11 oceanfront condos, and on 8 of them, he made $1.4 million over an 8-year period, averaging $22,500 in profit per condo. Guys, he's a lender, so he's pretty risky. He has a very different approach than Gosha Cook. And finally, you got to see Rufia Nigro's interview. She owns over $10 million worth of real estate right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, but she lives in Florida. Now, why would she live in Florida but own oceanfront condos here? Well, you got to watch the video to find out the secret sauce, that secret information, the tricks in the trade, how to run your condos, and the things that you need to know about when operating a short-term vacation rental business. Now, guys, you got to drop me a like, you got to subscribe, and you got to leave me comments. Your comments and your questions help me create great, valuable content for you, and it really helps me out a lot. So I really appreciate it. I'll do my best to answer all the comments that you leave me. Now, I don't want to hold us up, guys. Please hit that like button. Please hit that subscribe button, and let's get in here and check out the Monterey Bay Suites Resort in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. You'd like to invest in an oceanfront condo at a beach resort. I'd like to show you how they make profit and break down all their expenses so you understand how they operate, how they appreciate over time, and how to choose the right property manager for your goals. I'd also like to let you know what your HOA includes, how the location best services the tourist booking your unit, how your tourist can navigate the area to the best attractions, restaurants, and local events. I'd like to give you a market report on the resort that you're checking out today so that you make savvy investment decisions. And if you stay tuned until the end, I'll show you my top picks for the units that have appreciated the most in our market or generated the most gross rental income. So no matter if you're a first-time investor, a seasoned professional transitioning into the real estate game, or simply a casual investor who wants to buy an oceanfront condo to rent out while you're not using it for vacation. Whether you've got 15% to pay down because you're financing or you're a cash buyer, if it's an oceanfront condo you're after, you'll be better because I'm aiming to give you a 10 times return on your time for watching this video to the end. We are on site right here at the Monterey Bay Suites Resort. As you can see now, right next door is the Caravel Resort. That's the main Caravel building. There is the Caravel Towers, which is just a little bit further on down. You can see Caravel right up at the top above that palm tree. And then further down the road, you do have the Grand Cayman Resort. Now, we're standing just out front of St. John's Inn, as you can see here. Let's get in here. The Beach House Resort is right next door. Wanted you to see that real quick. And besides that, you just have some pretty much some luxury oceanfront multifamily short-term vacation rental properties, essentially. I mean, that's what they're called. They've got like 20 rooms and 3 floors and all that kind of stuff. Now, April through September is going to be the peak of the peak season. That's when you're going to make the bulk of your rentals. June, July, and August, you should make enough rental income to pay all of your operating expenses for the entire year. We learned that from Matt Freeze. You need to watch his interview to learn more secrets. If you got a superb product, you'll definitely win. Now, there's parking down below, as you can see. This is for the larger vehicles. There's a ramp here to go up to the next floor. There's also a ramp on the other side. I want you guys to see that right there. And then you've got elevators, and you come really straight into your on-site amenities right down below. You got your stairs here. As you can see, it will take you upstairs to the lobby. You have an elevator to the right. Pretty cool. And of course, on-site amenities. Now, just take a peek down this way. Elevator here. Elevators here, as you can see. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can enjoy and increase the passive income of your oceanfront condo through the 20 to 22 million tourists that visit the #2 vacation destination on the East Coast each year. Not only can you enjoy the equity paid for by visiting tourists, but you can also anticipate the over 100% appreciation experience at many of the oceanfront resorts in our market during the recent decade. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because you can depreciate them, reducing your overall tax burden, keeping more money for you and your loved ones, and ensuring unnecessary taxes aren't paid. Let's get in unit 1639. Guys, this is a stunning and well-performing, high-performing Airbnb unit. As soon as you walk in, beautiful tiled flooring you are noticing, very nice full king-size bed, 2 very nice modern-looking lamps, just the right colors, really to pop. Everything's flowing consistently. The pictures on the wall, the flat screen, the cool barnyard door. This is what people are looking for on Airbnb. We're not even going to get to this double balconies yet. Hold on. I don't want to get there too fast. Now let's take a look at this restroom. Guys, you can see here, this is a kind of Jack and Jill-ish situation where you can get right into the kitchen and the other part of the house just from here. Obviously, you have a full-size or a regular vanity. You do have a tub shower combo just right here. Now, look at this. I mean, tell me that that's not a cool setup. Tell me that those pictures don't pop nice on Airbnb. Look at the dual balconies, guys. Flat screen in the middle, track lights. Look at this. They've done a good job, and they're making money. Over $50,000 in gross rental income on this unit. Let's get out of balcony 1. As you can see, we got a view of the ocean, which is nice. We also have a view of Ocean Boulevard, which is nice. You can see some other buildings way off down in the distance. Now, you can see basically you have upscale luxury homes here. There's really not much else to see over this way, just the roof. Pretty cool. Parking lot. The beach house or resort is right next door. And a cool little table to sit out. You know, people are having drinks. They're looking at the stars. They're, night gazing. You have another separate balcony over this side. Again, some very cool patio furniture. This is tiled, which is very, very nice. And more of that ocean view. Now, this is an ocean view, not an oceanfront unit, yet it is making $50,000 just last year in 2024. Cool little setup here in the corner. Again, in large part due to the decor, the colors, how well it pops. I mean, this is what you want to do with your Airbnb oceanfront condo. Now, you see the cabinets, it pops. It looks good. It looks sharp in photos. Of course, you got all your appliances, microwave, stove, sink, refrigerator, everything that you need. And then there's your bathroom entrance. But you can see that this bright green and these pinks and these oranges, all these colors, all the scheme, the color scheme is designed to pop on Airbnb. This is an ocean view unit that's bringing in oceanfront income because of how nice the design work is on the unit. Now, guys, that pretty much wraps it up. You do have a closet here. I'm going to show you a little makeshift closet, as you can see. And then you have another one there in this corner just over here. And that pretty much wraps it up right here at the Caravel Resort. In this video, I've shown you the resort, explained the property, and given you a walkthrough of the property. But next, I'll cover the accommodations and amenities offered by the resort and give you a walkthrough of the amenities so you can see why tourists choose oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Then I'll discuss on-site versus off-site management so that you learn how to maximize profitability on your unit and avoid the pitfalls other investors have made. Then I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. And then your pool areas, your lazy river. As soon as you walk in, you're going to see a lazy river here, which looks like a lot of fun with the bridge. The kids are having a blast. You have a pool here that's kind of covered and exterior, which is really, really cool. Plenty of little areas here to lay out, as you can see. And then you got a great little pool here. Again, this one's connected to this interior covered pool, as you can see here. Again, you got plenty, again, area to lay out all across that pool in the sun. Cool little bridge here. And a hot tub right over here on the other side. You have a shower just right here for coming right off that beach and that pier. Look at this. Plenty of area to lay out. Got some fun and games and stuff here. Picnic tables, umbrellas, and of course your beach access. Let's just take a quick look at the Monterey Bay. Check that out, guys. Very, very cool. And your beach access is just right here. Plenty of sand and ocean down that beach. Plenty of sand and ocean down that beach, guys. As you can see. Monterey Bay. Now I've got a little secret for you. There is a pool on the 10th floor. They've got a deck up there. You got to check it out. I'm excited to show it to you. It's a little hidden gem. Let's get up there now and check it out. Guys, check this out. 10th floor fun. So you see some really cool picnic tables, beach tables, plenty of area to lay out, as you can see. Lots of fun. And of course, hot tub. Got a rowdy crowd. And of course, you got your view. It's a long way down, but you are up here on the 10th floor. Check that out. That is super cool. You guys like Monterey Bay? All right. Super, super cool, guys. Super cool. All right, now on the upper floor, you can drive right up here, park, get your stuff, unload, elevator here. This is the front entrance. This is your lobby. You have elevators here to the left, take you up everywhere you want to go. That's your front desk. Really cool seating area, lobby here. Let's check this out, guys. It's your on-site amenities happening right here at the Monterey Bay. This is a little area where they have breakfast. As you can see, I'm going to just kind of peek in there so you can see it real fast. Another very cool little spot. And of course, there is a fitness center just right here. Check that out, guys. Also notice some cool outdoor seating right here on this balcony. Not bad, not bad, not bad. And again, pretty cool view right here of all the on-site amenities. Now, on-site versus off-site property management, very simply, guys, you always want to self-manage. You do not want to hand your profits over to a property management company. Plus, if you're serious about building a robust portfolio, well, guys, guess what? You taking the helm and doing this the first year or two is going to provide you with the experience that you need in order to better understand your investment and your money. So that way, when you do hand it off to a property manager, you'll know what to look for if they're doing a good job or not. Additionally, no one's going to manage your property like you are. And I will tell you, if you're thinking to yourself that you don't have time because you have a full-time job and you can't handle anything else, then you're wrong. You need to get focused. You need to get self-disciplined. You need to get serious with yourself about your future and your retirement. Now, here's the deal. Matt Freeze owned 11 oceanfront condos, and he owns a mortgage brokerage. He's got a full-time day job and manages his oceanfront condos from his phone and his laptop. Gosha Cook owns 15 oceanfront condos, 2 commercial properties, and a long-term rental. Manages them. She leverages technology. She also owns a property management company and has 110 doors that she's responsible for. The point is that, very simply, lots of people are managing this type of rental right from their phone. They're syncing their calendar with their cleaning lady's calendar. And, she's going and cleaning that unit. They're handling guests through automated text messages and emails right there on the platform. It is not rocket science. You can completely run this from your phone and your laptop. And you can be out of state. Matt Freeze is out of state. There are plenty of out-of-state investors that buy these condos and manage them all the time. Do I run into a lot of husband-wife couples that do this? Absolutely. If that's you, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because this is the fastest growing area out of the 150 most populated areas in the entire United States for the last 3 years in a row, according to U.S. News and World Report. This helps to insulate our market from many of the ups and downs that the rest of our nation's real estate market experiences. This can help you have a more stable rental property. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because they have a tremendous upside when compared to money market accounts and the stock market, due to the appreciation they earn and the potential of higher annual yields through their gross rental income when compared to these other investments. Money market accounts and the stock market don't have the upside of added appreciation. I believe you should invest in oceanfront condos in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, because while our prices have risen and have held their value, we're also much cheaper than other places like Florida. Where else can you go and find an oceanfront condo for as little as $100,000? If you're getting into the real estate game or expanding your current portfolio, the bang for your buck is sitting right on the Myrtle Beach, South Carolina oceanfront. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. A cool ping pong table set up here, stairs, and of course the lazy river. Kiddie pool right here. And I don't want you to miss this, guys. Cool little tiki bar. You have showers on the other side, as well as an additional beach access just here, as you can see. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll cover what your HOA fee pays for, how your resort's location creates a convenience for tourists that keeps them coming back for our attractions, restaurants, and local events, and also how your tourists can navigate the area. Next, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. The Monterey Bay Resort HOA fee is going to include electric in the common areas, water and sewer, trash pickup, elevator service, pool service, landscape lawn, insurance, manager, common maintenance and repair, electric in the unit, telephone service in the unit, and internet access. Here are the attractions that create the strongest draw for your guests. Now, Barefoot Landing in North Myrtle Beach is a vibrant waterfront destination that seamlessly blends shopping, dining, and entertainment. Now, set along the Intercoastal Waterway, this expansive complex features over 100 specialty shops and boutiques, offering everything from fashion and accessories to unique gifts and coastal treasures. Culinary enthusiasts can indulge in a diverse array of restaurants, including the upscale Greg Norman Australian Grill, the lively Lulu's Beach Arcade and Ropes Course, and the family-friendly Crooked Hammock Brewery, known for its craft beers and relaxed atmosphere. Entertainment options abound with venues like the Alabama Theater, showcasing musical performances, and the House of Blues, hosting concerts and events. Now, families can explore attractions like Alligator Adventure, one of the largest reptile facilities in the world, or enjoy seasonal events like Summerfest and holiday fireworks. Whether you're seeking a leisurely stroll, a shopping spree, or an evening of live entertainment, Barefoot Landing offers a memorable experience for visitors of all ages. Broadway at the beach. It's another excellent tourist attraction. It's only 5 minutes away. Guys, it is 350 acres of fun. Let me tell you, fireworks shows and boat rides and Wonderworks and Wahlburgers and Dave & Buster's, and there's just so much to do. You don't want to miss it. They got a new area out there where the hangout is, another great little restaurant. They've got golf you can play. Like little putt-putt golf. It's a lot of fun. Now, the Greg Rouse Legacy Theater is a premier entertainment venue that offers a unique and intimate live performance experience. Founded by acclaimed entertainer Greg Rouse, the theater showcases a variety of shows, including the popular Music and Memories series, which features a world-class cast and band performing beloved songs from past decades. Each performance is 100% live and changes nightly, ensuring a fresh experience for returning guests. The theater has been recognized as WMBF's Best Show of the Grand Strand in 2024, highlighting its commitment to quality entertainment. With a seating capacity of 800, the venue provides an intimate setting that fosters a sense of community and connection between performers and the audience. In addition to its diverse musical offerings, the theater honors military personnel and first responders with special discounts, and during the summer offers promotions such as 2 free child tickets with the purchase of an adult ticket. The Greg Rouse Legacy Theater stands as a testament to Rouse's dedication to creating memorable, family-friendly entertainment that resonates with audiences of all ages. Pirates Voyage. Now, guys, they are doing acrobatics. It's a red team and a blue team of pirates, and they are jumping in the water. They are playing with fire. They are getting all of the guests involved. It is a dinner show. And while you're having dinner and they're serving you great food, they're getting you involved in what they're doing. It is a lot of fun. Your kids, your family is going to enjoy it so much. You don't want to miss the Pirates Voyage. The Alabama Theater, nestled in North Myrtle Beach, Barefoot Landing, has been a premier entertainment venue since its inception in 1993 by the renowned country music band Alabama. Celebrated as the #1 live entertainment theater in the area, it offers a diverse array of performances that captivate audiences of all ages. From February through October, the theater showcases its signature variety show, Iconic, a dynamic production featuring a blend of country, pop, rock, and Broadway hits, complemented by state-of-the-art visuals and choreography. As the holiday season approaches, the venue transforms to present the South's grandest Christmas show, a festive extravaganza filled with traditional and contemporary holiday music, dance, and comedy. Throughout the year, the Alabama Theater also hosts an impressive lineup of guest artists, including notable names like Josh Turner, the Oak Ridge Boys, and Jay Leno, ensuring a memorable experience for every visitor. With its commitment to high-quality performances and family-friendly atmosphere, the Alabama Theater remains a must-visit destination for those seeking top-tier entertainment in the Grand Strand region. The House of Blues in North Myrtle Beach, located at Barefoot Landing, is a premier entertainment venue that combines live music, Southern-inspired cuisine, and vibrant atmosphere. Established in 1997, this 59,000-square-foot facility features a 2-level music hall with a standing capacity of 3,500 and seating for 500 people, hosting a variety of concerts and events throughout the year. Now, the venue includes a restaurant and a bar that offers signature dishes like voodoo shrimp and jambalaya, alongside craft cocktails and an extensive beer selection. Additional spaces, such as the deck, provide outdoor seating with live music and happy hour specials with its unique blend of music, food, and art. the House of Blues offers an unforgettable experience for visitors and locals alike. Now, same thing goes for medieval times. It is a dinner show with knights, and they're fighting, and there's swords, and there's horses, and they are having a blast out there, getting you involved in that, in all that fun. Now, the Skywheel, a major Myrtle Beach landmark up the road. The Boardwalk and Promenade, another major landmark. Tanger Outlets, if you want to shop, that's where you want to go. Market Common. Now, Market Common is a city within a city. Guys, there's upscale shopping, White House Black Market, Southern Living. I mean, you name it, it's there. There's bookstores and movie theaters. They do all kinds of little festivals. Across the street is a $1.3 million playground called Savannah's Playground. You don't want to miss it. It's probably one of the most desirable places in our market to live. Now, Myrtle Beach International Airport, 15 minutes up the road. Let's get into golf. Dunes Golf and Beach Club. You got to go. It is luxury golf at its finest. You definitely want to check it out. It's right there oceanfront. Beautiful greens, an excellent place to play golf. Myrtlewood Golf Club, World Tour Golf Links, guys, is going to have holes from some of the best courses around the world. And of course, there's Top Golf. You do not want to miss Top Golf. Guys, there's individual lanes set up to go out, and it's a driving range. You have a blast. There's restaurants. They serve you food, friends, family. It's the kind of thing that you want to do. Get a group of your friends together and go out and hit that driving range. You won't regret it. It'll be a lot of fun. Again, only just a few minutes up the road. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss how this resort has appreciated, average occupancy rates, and average gross rental income based on unit bedroom count for our market. And I'll share a really big secret I learned from a former client that was featured in Forbes magazine on how to increase your occupancy rates. After that, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now let's work through your appreciation right here at the Monterey Bay for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom. Guys, in 2015, if you would have purchased the cheapest 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom here at Monterey Bay, you would have paid $74,000. If you fast forward to 2025 and you would have sold the highest, most expensive unit, you would have sold it for $190,000, $100,000. That's appreciation to the tune of $116,100. That's $11,610 per year in appreciation, in addition to your annual profits, in addition to your tax write-offs, in addition to you being able to use it for vacation and saving on your vacation costs. Now, the whole idea here is to buy low and to sell high. That's what savvy investors do. They buy the oldest, most dated unit that's at the cheapest price. They remodel it. They make superb gross rental income. They hold it and ride that appreciation wave up. Then they sell it for the most money. It's that simple and that easy. One thing I want to note here, guys, the property that we are selling, or that I've shown you in this video, is the most expensive property here at the Monterey Bay. Why is that? Because it's making the highest gross rental income numbers. And that sends a signal to other investors, hey, you don't have to have much risk here when buying this property. It's already a top performing unit. So people will pay a premium for a unit that brings in top dollar. It's that simple and that easy. All right, so let's work through what some of the other top performing units are doing here over the last few years at the Monterey Bay Resort. Now, Unit 1541 in 2023 made $52,108. Unit 1639 in 2024 made $52,300. Unit 1225 in 2022 made $44,000. Unit 819 in 2024 made $48,000. Those are top performing units, all 1-bedroom right here at the Monterey Bay. That's an average gross rental income number of $49,102 with a variance of $8,300. Now that variance is calculated by taking the top performing unit and subtracting the lowest performing unit. Variance is a good way to compare resorts to know if a lot of those top performing units are consistently performing. Are they all making in the 50s? Are they all making in the 60s? Are they all making in the 70s? Or do you have one outlier that's making, 80 and the rest of them are making 40 or 50? It's a good way to kind of track if the resort as a whole is performing well, if it has a very strong brand and a solid reputation that's attracting consistent guests, causing those rental numbers to equalize across many units. It's a measure of the health of the resort. It's that simple and that easy. Now, what's the secret about concierge services? All right, guys, well, the point is to have concierge services. I once had a client that was featured in Forbes magazine. She had a unit over at the Sea Mist Resort. She made $33,000 with this unit. It did have a nice jacuzzi jet tub. She offered these packages to her clients, and it drove the gross rental income of the unit up. Basically bathrobes on the bed, rose petals, towel swans, chocolate, a gift for him, a gift for her, vacation packages. And you could do them themed, of course, for people on their honeymoon and stuff like that. It's an excellent offering. You set up a direct booking website. They go right to your website. You have 3 packages, a $500, a $1,000, a $1,500, and they all include more things. And for the convenience of all of it being planned, in other words, you bought tickets, you contacted your cleaning lady, you gave her $100, you had her go go and order all this stuff for you. Order tickets to Pirates Voyage for 2, dinner show. Order a gift, get a gift card to this restaurant here for 2. Get tickets to the country music festival. And all the little things, all the little different things that it'd be super simple and super easy that people want to go do in our market. Well, if you go ahead and take care of all of that, you've got it set up in a nice little envelope. It's sitting on the nightstand for them. It's on the counter as soon as they walk in. They've got a concierge experience, and they're going to have an excellent time on their vacation. And they're going to come back, and that's going to build repeat business year over year. And they didn't have to think about it. They didn't have to plan it. You send them an automated email. You signed up for package X. It includes this, 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 and this. We've already got your tickets. We got this. It's going to be on the nightstand for you, blah, 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 blah. Guys, it's simple and easy. And if you do 10 of those at $1,500, we're talking about an extra $15,000 at the end of the year in gross rental income. And all you did was set up a direct booking website, put a web page up, a landing page with 3 different packages, let them choose one, let them process their credit card right there online. You just offered it to them in addition to their rental when they signed up on Airbnb. You told your cleaning lady, hey, here's $100. Go and get all these things for me and leave them in the room for this guest. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Now stay tuned, because coming up in the rest of the video, I'll discuss buying an oceanfront condo as a second home versus as an investment property, how a light cosmetic remodel can boost your occupancy rates and gross rental income, and I'll give you a quick market report on this resort so that you make savvy investment decisions. Finally, I'll break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. Then finally, I'm going to give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. Now, do I buy this property as a second home, or do I buy it as an investment property? Well, guys, if you're going to use it, you might want to buy it as a second home. I'd say if you're going to use it 6 months out of the year, buy it as a second home. It's going to give you a cheaper interest rate, a lower down payment, but you can only rent it out 180 days out of the year. Now, if you're in the game to make money and you're not really going to use it, or you're going to use it just a few weekends or a few weeks out of the year, then you probably want to buy it as an investment property. It's going to be at least 20%, most likely 25% down. It's going to have a higher interest rate. The bank knows you're making money. They want to make money with you. And you can rent it out, 365 days a year. So you have no limits on renting it out. Now, if you buy it as a second home, it's got to be at least 75 miles from your primary residence. Additionally, you do have to occupy it at least 3 weeks out of the year. Now, remodeling your unit. Here's what investors do time and time again, guys. I see it all the time. I help investors do it. They use my contractors. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it applies to more than just oceanfront condos. It applies to real estate in general. People buy underperforming assets, properties, fix them up, and sell them. That's a fix and a flip. It's not rocket science. It's very logical. It's very simple. You buy a property that's ran down, you put some money into it, you sell it for more than you bought it for and more than the remodel cost. It's the same principle that you're doing here, except for you're just renting it out first for a few years while you hold it, and then you turn around and sell it. Now, you always want to buy the underperforming asset with the ugly carpet, the horrible countertops, the one that's ran down and looks disgusting. You want to buy that one. You want to put some money into it. I won't say always. If you're using financing and you can find one that's remodeled, it's most likely a smarter move. But for the most part, the strategy is simple. You buy an underperforming asset, you remodel it, and then you rent it out. You design it with all the top-notch design touches of the top 5% Airbnb properties, that are on the market. You make sure that you're better than all the competition. An accent wall with a fireplace and a mantle. You got popping, contrasting colors that catch people's eyes and attention on Airbnb. It has a very modern and a very trendy look. Like, listen, there's a game that you've got to play when you're attracting guests and rentals. You can't make the property look like whatever your tastes are and expect it to perform like a top 5%. You're catering to the masses. You're catering to a specific demographic, a specific audience. And there are key elements, like you want to have desk in the room for the kids. You want to have a little game station. You want to have a telescope by the balcony to drink wine and watch the stars. You want to advertise all that stuff in your listing. You want to have a coffee station for the mornings when they wake up. There's certain elements to this that really work, guys. And if you do it, you make great money. Yvonne, a client of mine, 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. I can't stop talking about her. She bought an oceanfront condo for almost $600,000, a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom over at Ocean Reef. She remodeled it. She had it off the market for at least 2.5 months. When she bought the condo, it was making $104,400 in her first 12 months. Remember, she had it off the market for 2.5 months. So that means in less than 12 months, technically, 8.5 months, 9.5 months, whatever. Guess what? She made $140,000 in gross rental income and cleared $30,000 profit. She increased her gross rental income by $36,000 just her first year. She recouped the entire remodel plus some. Was it worth it to remodel the property? Absolutely. Is she already halfway there for a cash out refi? You better believe it. She's already improved the property. Now she's just got to wait a few years and let it appreciate and pull the money out of it, and she can go buy another one. Now, anyways, the point is the remodels work, guys. The top-notch products perform. It gets you winter rentals during the winter months. It makes you stand out and take market share, and you can charge a whole lot more money for a much larger and nicer condo that is in high demand. It's that simple and that easy. 1031 like-kind exchange, a very hot topic and one that many investors are interested in. Yes, you can do them with oceanfront condos. A 1031 exchange, named after Section 1031 of the IRS code, allows real estate investors to defer paying capital gains taxes when they sell an investment property, as long as they reinvest the proceeds into a like-kind property of equal or greater value within a specific time frame. The key rules include identifying the replacement property within 45 days and closing on it within 180 days of the sale. Now, this strategy helps investors grow their portfolios more efficiently by deferring taxes and leveraging their equity. But it requires careful planning and the use of a qualified intermediary to handle the transaction. Guys, I have a qualified intermediary for you that I would like to introduce to you to help facilitate your 1031 like-kind exchange. It's that simple and that easy. If you're interested in purchasing properties and you're concerned about capital gains tax, this is a viable strategy that many investors use to build wealth. Get in contact with me. It's 843-360-1737, and I can help you with that 1031 like-kind exchange. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories. Now let's talk through low HOAs versus high HOAs. Let's talk through special assessments and kind of the correlation and how this all plays out. Now people, first-time investors generally want a low HOA resort because they feel like it's less risk. I'm going to completely debunk that for you in just a minute. So I had a client ask me, well, how do I avoid getting hit with a bunch of special assessments? And she was basically working through the understanding that when you have an HOA that has a super low fee, most likely they're not setting aside money in reserves. In fact, most likely they're probably not running the business portion of the HOA well. They're not building up a cushion in case things happen and they need to fix it. Now, generally the higher HOAs are at resorts that have healthy businesses, and they're collecting, instead of setting aside every month when you pay your HOA dues, they are collecting reserves. Now those reserves will go to take care of, most likely, items that need to be fixed and are repaired on site. Now, would you rather pay $50 or $100 a month towards the reserves in your HOA payment, maybe even $150 a month? Or would you rather get hit with a $15,000 special assessment? In my opinion, it's smarter to pay it incrementally. It's not such a big blow. It's already accounted for, and they're setting money aside in the reserves so that they don't have to issue you a special assessment. With a lower HOA fee, they're going to issue you special assessments anytime something breaks or needs to be fixed. Is it better to have a low HOA fee and get hit with multiple assessments throughout the year or a few years in a row that eat through your profits, or just to go ahead and invest in a place that has a higher HOA fee that is putting aside money in reserves to take care of those things so that you don't have to have special assessments over and over and over again each and every year? So, in my opinion, it is more risk. In my opinion, it is more risk to purchase a lower tier oceanfront condo at a lower tier resort with lower HOA fees. It is because there's a lot more competition in the lower end of the market. Those smaller units, there's a huge supply of them. They don't appreciate as well, so there's nothing to really carry you through on the back. If you have a lean year or you get a bunch of special assessments or something hits you, there's nothing really to carry you through if you don't make a lot of profits on the smaller oceanfront condos, as opposed to the larger oceanfront condos that appreciate much better, and they can carry you through some of those lean years. Over the lifetime of the investment, you are still okay if you have a few years where you only make $5,000 profit, $10,000 profit, whatever, on those larger oceanfront condos, $15,000 profit on those leaner years, because they appreciate so well on the back end. It carries you through. You don't have that cushion with a smaller oceanfront condo. I ran numbers, I think it was over at the Dunes Village, on a guy, he was selling his condo. If he would have sold it as asking price, we're looking at $54,000 in appreciation while he owned that condo a year. That's substantial appreciation. As where the smaller oceanfront condos don't appreciate nearly as well, you'd be lucky to get $100,000, or you'd be doing well at $100,000 appreciation for owning it 7, 8, 9, 10 years versus owning a larger oceanfront condo for 10 years and you're getting $300,000 in appreciation. So there's a lot more cushion in the appreciation aspect of it that's going to carry you overall. If you look at everything, the annual profits, and appreciation combined, if you look at both, there's a lot more cushion in those larger oceanfront condos. So, thinking through risk, people at low tier resorts that are afraid of high HOA fees, and they think they justify it in their mind going, I'm taking less risk by buying something that's cheaper because it's less money out of pocket that I have to spend. Technically, they're positioning themselves to have the highest amount of competition, to have the lowest amount of hedge and appreciation, and to get hit with lots of special assessments. Because their HOA is not setting money aside in the reserve account. Now you tell me what sense that makes, buying a low-tier oceanfront condo with a low HOA fee, all because you're afraid to take on more risk. You're technically taking on more risk. All right, so if you have a 401k and you have retirement funds, but not enough to live off of, which many Americans are in that boat, because a 401k was never designed for you to retire off of. It was an account for executives to be able to stash away some extra cash, and it got turned into a quote-unquote retirement account. But there's generally, unless you have a ridiculous amount of money in that 401k, it's not going to be enough money for you to retire on. This is where Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos, real estate investing, comes into play. Because you've got money in your account that you can be putting in hard assets that generate great annual profits, that appreciate, and that give you tax write-offs. And that's going to happen a lot faster than what you can do in the stock market. Now, or even with bonds, or even with long-term rentals. Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos are one of the best investments in the market. Now, 401k non-recourse loans. A non-recourse loan against a 401k is used when purchasing real estate within the 401k itself, typically through a self-directed solo 401k plan. In this setup, the 401k account, not the individual, purchases the property, not the individual, not the person, but the 401k purchases the property. And a non-recourse loan is used because IRS rules prohibit personal guarantees on 401k owned investments. Now, a non-recourse loan means the lender can only seize the property if there's a default. They cannot go after the investor's personal assets or the rest of the 401k funds. Now, this allows investors to leverage their retirement funds to buy real estate while keeping the investment compliant with IRS rules. However, only the 401k benefits from the investment returns. The annual profits you're making, you can't touch. It's got to go back into the 401k. It can't go into your personal account. And strict rules around prohibited transactions must be followed to avoid penalties. Guys, I just helped a client purchase an oceanfront condo at Dunes Village, a place that is infamous for gross rental income in our market, with a 401k non-recourse loan. It's a very smart move, guys, and you should get started now building that nest egg up. Absolutely. If you do not have enough money to retire on because you're planning on living longer, because your lifestyle demands it, then you need to get in contact with me so that I can get you in contact, and you have a 401k, of course, so that I can get you in contact with a qualified person that can do a 401k non-recourse loan for you. My cell phone's 843-360-1737. Give me a call and let me help you out. Those retirement years could be a whole lot better, and you could be living in a lot more comfort if you had that extra $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 in profit coming in passively from an asset like an oceanfront condo. Now guys, lots of people are concerned about HOAs. HOAs protect the appreciation aspect of your investment. You know, ultimately the HOA consists of people that own at that particular resort, and they don't want to pay any of those high HOA fees or any more fees than they have to pay. However, they have enough sense to know that if they don't maintain the property and take care of it well, that the property is going to lose value, and the tourists are not going to continue to rent that property any longer. If that happens, the money that you're counting on in appreciation at the end of the investment when you go to sell it is gone. And that's what you don't want. The appreciation is an excellent, excellent builder of wealth. Additionally, it serves as a hedge in case you don't do as well renting your property out. Now, of course, I don't want that for you. I don't expect that for you. If you follow the channel, then you're learning all the things to do. If we've had a few conversations, I'm telling you what to do. So HOAs protect the investment. They protect that appreciation aspect of your property. And when you go to resell it, you're going to be really happy that you had an HOA. Now, investors often are concerned about higher HOA fees. Well, most of the time, the best resorts have the highest HOA fees. They have higher HOA fees. You do not let the HOA fee determine where you invest your money. You let the upside, you let the gross rental income, you follow the money, you follow the cash. It's horrible to allow fear of not having enough and you're not going to be able to make the payment, you're afraid the HOA is too high, to be the determinant as to where you invest. You know, not everybody is successful at investing. A lot of people think that way. Fear is what's driving their decision. Fear is not a smart investment strategy. I wouldn't let it be in the driver's seat if I was you. And you can't. You got to look at the units that are top performing, and you've got to go to those resorts. You got to check out the inventory and the products that are currently on the market, and you've got to invest where you've got upside and potential, where you can make money, because the whole point of this is to make money. You don't invest in a place with a low HOA fee at a low tier resort that doesn't have a really strong brand name. A lot of people don't know about it, and hardly anyone wants to rent there. In my opinion, it's just not a smart strategy. Why would you cap yourself at a place, let's say that, you know, has units, they're making $30,000 a year gross income, when you could be at a place that's making $90,000 or $100,000 a year, and you're putting $30,000 a year in profit in your pocket, all because you weren't intimidated by an HOA fee. And by the way, the tourists that rent the condo pay the fees. And if you're doing it well, and you've watched the interview with Matt Freeze, at least one of them, he plainly said that on his, he owns, you know, at the time I interviewed him, he owned 11 oceanfront condos. Guys, he plainly says, June, July, and August, he makes enough money on his condos to pay all the bills for the whole year. So what are you worried about? What are you afraid about? Don't let that HOA fee intimidate you and stop you. Invest where you can make money and build wealth. It requires risk to build wealth. That's how it works. Let's talk about doing a cash out refi. Guys, the real estate strategy using a cash out refinance involves pulling equity from your first investment property after it has appreciated in value or you've paid down the mortgage, and using those funds as a down payment for your next property. Now here's how it works. You buy your first property, you improve it or hold it over time, and once it gains enough equity, you refinance it for more than you currently owe. You take the difference in cash, tax deferred, and use it to buy your second property. You repeat the process, improve, refinance, reinvest, and you create a snowball effect of portfolio growth without needing to come up with new capital for each deal. Now this method lets investors scale rapidly, but it requires good credit. Strategic property selection, that's where I come in, and you gotta get the property selection right, because if not, you're shooting yourself in the foot, you're stifling that snowball effect. If you don't get this one right and it doesn't have solid financials, you might not get approval for the next condo or the cash out refi. Or anyways, the point is you want to make sure you get the right property. Now, strong cash flow is going to be important, and discipline to avoid over leveraging. You do not want to over leverage. So guys, it's very simple and very easy. Lots of people buy oceanfront condos using a cash out refi, either on their primary residence. They'll pull, you know, a few $100,000 out of their home. Of course, their mortgage goes up a little bit, $1,100, $1,200, depending upon how much money they pull out. And they purchase an oceanfront condo, or they do a cash out refi on the oceanfront condo that they bought their first one. It's that simple and that easy. It does create a snowball effect. Once you buy a property and improve it, and it appreciates, and you've paid down that mortgage, of course you're going to pull that cash out and buy another oceanfront condo. Well, you wait 3 or 4 more years, now you've got 2 oceanfront condos that you can employ this same strategy with. You do it to both of them, now you bought 2 more and you have 4 oceanfront condos. Well, yes, you can do it again. 4 more years goes by, you improve properties, you pay out all those profits you're making on the oceanfront condo rentals, into the mortgage, and guess what you do? You buy 4 now. Now you got 8 oceanfront condos. So it creates a snowball effect, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, that nest egg, allowing you to really build some substantial wealth over time. It's a very viable strategy. If you're interested in learning more about it, give me a call. It's 843-360-1737. And now, it is the moment you have been waiting for, and one of the most exciting parts of the video. Let's break down your projected gross rental income and all your expenses for both a cash and financing purchase, so that you understand how operating an oceanfront condo impacts you financially. And then I'll give you my top resort picks based on which resorts have appreciated the most and have the best projected profitability. All right, so let's work through a cash scenario purchase for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom right here at the Monterey Bay Resort. Guys, that purchase price was $269 for the unit that we toured today. The gross rental income for that unit was $52,300. Your Airbnb platform fee was 3% of the gross rental income. That was $1,569. If you take that $1,569 from the $52,300 that you made in gross rental income, you are left with a subtotal of $50,731. Now, your 2024 property taxes on this unit was $1,932.42. That is not per month, that is per year. People ask that. Now, your excise tax, that's for your use in the police department and the fire department, that is $445. How that works, it is a $145 base fee for your first $2,000 that you make in gross rental income, and then it's $6 per $1,000 in gross rental income that you make after that. Your local hospitality and accommodations tax, that's $1,569. Technically, it's 3%. It's 1.5% to Horry County, 1.5% to the city of Myrtle Beach. Yes, you do have to have a Myrtle Beach business license to own and operate a short-term vacation rental business in our market. Now, your annualized HOA dues were $11,244, bringing you to an operating expense subtotal of $15,190.42. If you take that $15,190.42 from the $50,731 up top, yes, you're left with a projected profitability of $35,540.58. Now, I did not include your cleaning costs because those are going to pass through to your guest. It's actually going to be a point where you make a profit. So you'll work out with your cleaning lady $100 for a cleaning, for example, but charge your guest $150 per cleaning. So every time you turn that room over, you're going to make an extra $50 in profit. Now, I've done your cleaning costs based on 30 cleanings at $120 a cleaning. That puts you at about $3,600. Your personal property taxes on furnishings are not included. There are personal property taxes. It's going to cost you $500 to $600. When you own an investment property in the state of South Carolina, you do have to pay personal property taxes. It's marginal. I did not include it here. Your HO6 insurance is included in the HOA fee. However, you might need a separate policy. You need to make sure your HO6 insurance does include lost gross rental income. In case the HOA shuts your floor down for construction during those winter months, you need to be able to collect rental income. You might need a separate policy for that. Your electricity, internet, and pest control is included in that HOA fee, and that monthly HOA due was $872 per month. Now, that's a 13% cash-on-cash return. Essentially, guys, you're putting in $269,000, and you're getting $35,540.58 back. You tell me where you can put $269,000 and in the first year get $35,000 back. You can't do it in long-term rentals. You can't do it in the stock market unless you're a pro, which most of you have a full-time profession, so you're not a stock market genius. You can't do it in long-term rentals. You can't do it in bonds. You can do it in commercial, but the price point's going to be a lot higher. I know where you can put that money and make some money. Myrtle Beach Oceanfront Condos. Give me a call, 843-360-1737. Let's work through a financing scenario right here in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina for a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom at the Monterey Bay. Now, that purchase price was $269,000. Your down payment is 25% of the purchase price. That's $67,250. Now, your gross rental income was $52,300. Your Airbnb platform fee was $1,569. That's 3% of the gross rental income that's made on this unit. If you take that $1,569 from the gross rental income total you made of $52,300, you are left with a subtotal of $50,731. Now, your principal and interest on this financing, on this unit, was $16,104. That's going to be based on a 30-year fixed rate loan at a 7% interest rate. Your property taxes for 2024 were $1,932.42. Your excise tax was $445. Your local hospitality and accommodations tax was $1,569, and then your annualized HOA dues was $11,244. That's going to bring you to an operating expense subtotal of $31,294.42. If you take that $32,294.42 from that $50,731 up top, you are left with a projected profitability of $19,436.58. Guys, where can you put a down payment of $67,250 and then in your first year walk away with right at 20 grand, $19,436 for a cash on cash return of 29%? Where can you do that? You can do that in Myrtle Beach oceanfront condos. Our condos rent 12 months out of the year. They're an excellent investment. In my opinion, outside of a commercial property, they are the best type of real estate you can invest in. It's that simple and that easy. Now, let's work through your depreciation on these 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom units right here at the Monterey Bay Suites Resort. That purchase price was $269. Now, the IRS says that that residential real estate has a useful life of 27.5 years. What they mean by that is supposedly there'd be no value after 27.5 years due to wear and tear and economic obsolescence. Depreciation is another way to say that is wear and tear. That means people are using your property and they are damaging it. Economic obsolescence means that newer properties are hitting the market, and because newer properties are hitting the market, older ones lose their value. So the IRS gives you a write-off for that. Now, basically, you take that purchase price, you divide it by 27.5 years, and you can write off as much as $9,781.82 each year that you own and operate this business, this property. Now, you can do something called a cost segregation study. Essentially, you're going to be accelerating depreciation and writing off a whole lot early on in its life instead of doing a straight line method and writing off an even amount each year. You have to have a CPA that specializes in cost segregation studies. You give me a call and I'll introduce you to my CPA. It's 843-360-1737. Now, you want to do this because if you're a high income earner or a small business owner, let's say you have a really good year, you got some bonuses at work, your business is doing well, you're going to have to pay some capital gains tax most likely. If you want to avoid that, you need some good, solid, strong write-offs. Now, a cost segregation study can accomplish that for you. I had an investor, Yvonne, who purchased a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. She did a cost segregation study her first year and received a tax refund of $34,000. Guys, it's a smart way to roll. It's an advanced tax strategy. Get in contact with me if you need help doing a cost segregation study. Now, you're probably wanting to know, what are the top 5 oceanfront condo resorts in Myrtle Beach or in the market period? Well, in the market period, I found one at Sea Marsh last year. The place only has one pool. It's not like a super nice place, but the guy had the right design elements on the unit. He made $90,000 in gross rental income on his unit. In my estimation, he cleared $24,000 profit. He's just got a well-designed unit, and the place is standard. It doesn't have major amenities, doesn't have crazy draws. It's got an $847 a month HOA, a low HOA, but guess what? He crushed it because of the design element on the unit. It's that simple and that easy, guys. Nothing special, nothing hidden. Sea Marsh, it's up there. Ocean Reef, Yvonne, she's up there. 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. Caribbean, 1-bedroom, made $72,000 in gross rental income. Let me see here. Dunes Village, by far, absolutely. The majority of their units consistently outperform the rest of the market. Their ocean view units perform better than probably most oceanfront units elsewhere because they have an indoor water park and you can rent the unit out 12 months out of the year due to that indoor water park. It is a sustainable competitive advantage. Dunes Village continues to be one of the top performers in the market. I found a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom that made $103,000 over there. Definitely killing it. I found a 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom. It's under contract now. Made $124,000. I mean, like, Dunes Village, definitely. Finally, I'd say Oceans One or Resort. I found a unit over there, a 3-bedroom, 3-bathroom that made $109,000. Yes, Oceans One over in the south end of the beach. I know a lot of investors are skeptical about it, but guys, people are making money there to the tune of $109,000. We're talking, you know, $29,000 profit. So that's my top 5. If you want to know more, get in contact with me, have a conversation with me, call me, guys. I really enjoy hearing from you guys. It's 843-360-1737. Send me a text message, shoot me an email, jump on a live Zoom call with me, ask me your questions, and let's get you somewhere into this investing game that you really want to be in, building wealth and securing a great future for you and your family. All right, so let's work through the market report right here in the last 6 months for what's sold and what's currently active on the market. Guys, in the last 6 months, the high sales price was $190,100, the low was $143, and that average sales price was $166,750. Now let's work through those list prices. The highest list price on the market right now is $269 for a 1-bedroom. The low is $137,900, and then the average is $178,12. So come ready with your pre-approvals and your proof of funds, and let's get this deal done. The biggest thing that I see holding investors back is fear. Don't spend 2 years, 3 years, 4 years thinking about this. Guys, I had a client who wanted to buy a condo pre-COVID. He didn't buy it. He waited a year later, maybe 2 years later, I forget now. He bought the same exact condo he was eyeing. It was unit 301, and he paid $100,000 more for it. He missed his opportunity. But he did correct his mistake and went back and bought it. And Lord willing, he will make good money on that condo and appreciation. Now, the point is, don't let fear hold you back. When I interview investors all the time, what do they say to me? They say they wish they would have started sooner. They wish they would have started early. Why is that? Because this is a snowball wealth building game. You don't start building wealth until you get that investment pot rolling. You buy one, 4 years later, you do a cash out refi on it. Then you buy another one. Then 4 years later, you do another cash out refi on both of them. You buy 2 more and you own 4. And your wealth snowballs and builds. Stop letting fear hold you back. Give me a call, 843-360-1737. I get calls and emails every day from investors just like you looking to make their move into the Myrtle Beach market. They want to invest in short-term vacation rental properties. They want to invest in oceanfront condos. They want to know where the best deals are in our market. Well, guys, you're talking to the right person. 843-360-1737. I'm going to help you put your hands on the best deals in our market. If you're a first-time investor or a seasoned investor, if you're 1 year, 6 months, 3 years out, I don't care where you are in the investing process, pick up the phone, give me a call, send me an email, shoot me a text message, and let one of the many stories on our channel be one of your stories.